Well, as we mentioned earlier in the show, 5 Democratic candidates for president will meet on the debate stage for the first time tonight.
Now, 23 million people tuned in to see the Republican candidates go head-to-head. I don't know if we'll see the same numbers for the Democrats. We'll see what it'll bring. And Charles Franklin, the director of the Marquette Law School Poll, he is back with us. And
hi, Charles.
I don't know if we're going to see the same numbers.
I don't think anybody's expecting 23 million tonight. But it will be interesting to see in contrast. This is, you know, the entertainment value of Trump and the Republican side versus this far smaller field, and one which, for better or for worse, has attracted a lot less of attention and focus during the year. Makes it all the more important for everybody that's not Hillary Clinton to have their night tonight to introduce themselves, because they certainly haven't commanded the airtime that Donald Trump has commanded.
And for Hillary Clinton, the front runner, I would think this is a big opportunity for her to pivot from what has been a difficult summer, trying to shake questions about the email scandal and other things like that.
And we'll see how she manages that. I'm sure that questions from the reporters are going to go to those topics. You know, in the latest polling, the average is 42 for Clinton, 25 for Sanders, 17 for Joe Biden, who's not even going to be there tonight.
But they have the podium set up for him, just in case.
Just in case he flies in. The other 3 are at 1% or less. And so the 42 for Clinton, 25 for Sanders is about where it is here in the state. Both of them do a little bit better than that here in the state. But that gap has flattened out over the last 2 or 3 weeks. So again, we'll see whether the problems come back to dog Clinton or whether she pivots away from them. And for Sanders, introducing himself to a national audience as opposed to his very large crowds that come to his events will be the other challenge, to see how does he resonate with that national stage.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him in Madison get so many people here. You touched on it a bit, but what do you expect from Sanders? We're talking about a 74-year-old guy, the socialist tag on him. What do you expect from him today? What does he need to do?
Well, it's going to be, to me, it's going to be very interesting. In his speeches, he's passionate. He presses his points, the moral value of those positions as he sees them. Whether that kind of hot personality will come across well on television, whether he tries to moderate it some, not ideologically moderate, but just dial back the fervor and the intensity. And does that help him or hurt him if he does? Those are going to be fascinating things to watch. The other is, in the Republican debates, we could be pretty sure candidates would go after each other, and especially the top 2 or 3. Here in the Democratic debate, there's only one person to go after Hillary Clinton, and the question is, will the other Democrats choose to do that or not, or will they spend their time trying to introduce themselves and set themselves apart?
But really, the biggest opportunity, you said this earlier, is for the candidates that most people who are watching may get to see and hear from for the first time.
I think it is, if you're a Democratic voter and you're not thrilled with Clinton, but you're not attracted to Sanders' progressivism, or, as he calls himself, a democratic socialist, then where is there a candidate for you? At this point, there's about 30% of the vote not committed to one of the 2 of them. So that's a potential for an O'Malley or a Webb or conceivably a Chafee to break out, get some attention, and have people look at them and say, you know, it's really not just a choice between these 2. Here's a 3rd candidate. And the, you know, the ghost in waiting in Joe Biden, this might be strong pressure for him to make a final public decision, because if people see that there's another alternative and it's not him, then there could be movement there. Is he just waiting this out, kind of, because he doesn't like to raise money? He never really had to when he was running for Senate in Delaware for all those years. What's he waiting for here?
Well, and if Hillary does well, I would think it would be a disincentive for him to step in.
Absolutely. I'm going to give him the benefit of believing that he actually has a tough personal decision to make, but also it's a tough political decision to go after Hillary Clinton in this. And the 2 of them are not from radically different wings of the party, they're from the same kind of centrist wing of the party, or center of the Democratic Party. So I think there's both the personal side and the political calculation. You just can't wait much longer.
Yeah.
It would be good TV if he walked in and took his place at the podium that they're setting up for him.
And we should mention Trump will be live tweeting.
Well, maybe Biden can live tweet in opposition.
The two of them. Their thoughts will be watched closely tonight.
That's right.
Always good to have you here.
Charles, good to see you. Thanks for coming in.